Then come back to questions for Coach Saul Phillips. Coach, your opening statements.
Hats off to Coach Molinari and their players. I thought they defended us as well this season as anybody we played against. We switched our lineup around a little bit to try to make it our style of game, to try to, just to try to contain their scoring. Okay, so we hold them to significantly less points. We're right in the game. I mean, it was a very good game. Ciola made an unbelievable play. Hit a tough three. Got the foul. We come down the next possession and we turn it over. And that's the story of the game. And as a group of younger guys that are going to be in similar situations down the road, those two plays have got to be corrected, got to be erased. I was proud of the way our guys played, particularly defensively. I was proud of the effort they gave. They took care of the ball. Alas, it was not enough. And you sit there with that pit in your stomach. I'll say this. I think that my young group, if they take this and apply this the right way, have a lot of good things ahead of them. But this is a big off season for both you guys. You know that. I know that. I'm on record as saying it. I expect a lot out of this group. And early this season, we lived up to that at a very, very early stage in our development as a team. Late in the season, it was a little more of a struggle. Take any questions you have.
All right, we'll start with questions for Taylor Brown and Trayvon Wright first.
Hi, Morgan Lewin, SATV News. This could be for Taylor or Trayvon. You guys are only sophomores coming next year will be your junior year. What do you take out of this year going into your junior year?
I think the big things we need to find a way to sustain our success. A lot of young teams have ups and downs. I hope that we can learn from this season, especially the second half of the season with how much we've been struggling, and build off that for next year.
Yeah, Jeff, go back for him. Trayvon, whatever the muscle that was, obviously wasn't a problem today, or was it just overcoming?
Well, I mean, I've been doing rehab and stuff, and coaches kept me real short in practice. So, I mean, try to get me as healthy as possible, but I mean, I felt good tonight, but I mean, we lost and everything. So, I mean, my muscle was good, but it doesn't feel as good right now. Yeah.
Trayvon Domizzo with WDAY. It's the second year in a row you've shot lights out here. What is it about this place that you seem to put another gear in this building?
I don't know. Tournament time, just lots of energy. Coach asked me to come out here and play my heart out, try to, and just try to keep my team in the game. With Taylor and everybody, it was a team effort really. Those guys gave me the ball, so it's just team effort every time.
Taylor, including your redshirt year, what's the disappointment in third straight year of one and done?
It's pretty frustrating. It's definitely in my mind. I guess coming here, I really did not want to leave after the first game again. The atmosphere here is fantastic. All the fans, even last night watching the games, it's a great atmosphere. It's a great time of year, and it's very, very disappointing leaving early again.
Travis Jones is suspected. Taylor, you guys got the free throw line a lot, but what goes through your mind when you guys only start off 5 and 15, even though you're still getting trips in the line?
Me personally, it wasn't in my head at all. I'm trying to make all of them, I guess. Ball just rolled out tonight. Nothing to say.
Time for one more for the players.
Taylor, I guess the best way to describe after the 6-0 start and the feeling right now, what's the best way to describe how you feel now after that start?
very, very, very disappointing. Especially after we started the way we did this year, I think we knew that we had a lot of stuff to work on, but I think the hope was for a lot of our team that we could make the mistakes and continue to win. That didn't happen, and that's very disappointing. I think we all expect a lot out of each other on this team, and when we come up short like this, it hurts. Western Illinois has given us problems all year. They're a very, very scrappy defensive team, and tip your hat to them. They did a great job.
All right, Taylor, Trayvon, thank you. We'll take questions for Coach Saul Phillips.
Coach, can you further talk about that 4-point play? How do you think he got it off?
It looked like Down was in pretty good position. He made a play. You practice situations like that. I remember going into the possession. What was the score?
1-point game.
1 point. We were up 1, right? I remember looking at the scoreboard and saying, you know what, get a stop here, and they're going to have to make a decision as to foul. We can take a timeout. All of a sudden, you go from strategizing as to what you're going to call, whose hands are going to put the ball in. They probably would have had to foul at that point had it not gone in. Is that correct? Let's see. How much time was left?
40 seconds.
40 seconds, yeah. So the ball comes off, we get the board. They're going to have to foul at some point. You go from thinking about that to thinking about drawing up a 3-point play. Then we go from that, we draw up a play, and we turn it over on the subsequent possession. So it's, again, Seoul's been around the block a few times. He's made those plays before, and he made them tonight. And my hope is that, certainly when he was a freshman, he didn't make them. I expected my guys to tonight. I'll expect them to again next year.
Coach, were you in the process of trying to call a timeout?
At the exact moment it happened. We had a pretty decent. We had a play set up to run. It settled down. I wanted to get it a little bit closer to the bottom of the shot clock, and we're going to set it up. Okay. It didn't work. Let's pull it back out. I didn't want to score off the attack anymore. I wanted to pull it back out. I went to call timeout, and just as that happened, it was bam, bam, and should have been a half second quicker.
Were you expecting 21 minutes out of Trayvon tonight?
No, and he's being pretty modest there. I watched him practice and rehab all week long, and even tonight, you might not notice it, but his mobility isn't anywhere near. I noticed once he got rolling, he was pretty good. Once he got loose, but it was like starting an engine when it's 40 below in Fargo. It was slow to start, and once he got going, it was fine.
Coach, same question to you as I asked Taylor and Trayvon. What do you as a coach take positive out of this year, looking next year? You guys are already on teams.
Yeah, it's really easy. If you're doing a chart, we make a tournament. Okay, we graduate an historically good class. We win 11, we win 14, we win 17. Okay, that's good. That's good in any business. You evaluate stocks, whatever you're doing, that's good. That's an upward trend. Now, the way we got there was a little crooked. And, you can't rejiggle the math. We were 17 and 13. It looked like it was going to be a lot better at one point. Now, I do think that we can take and learn. And when I say this, I want to make sure that the point of it is very clear. I thought toward the end of the season we were a very distracted basketball team. And not from things that were anywhere related to a Sports Illustrated UCLA article, and I just thought that the season got pretty long, and we had a hard time staying focused to the end. Now, that's a longer season than most of those kids have ever played, and they've adjusted to new roles. I've seen other groups that have been pretty successful go through that, but I don't think there's a question that we went through a switch. And I think tonight you could probably exclude. I thought we were pretty focused tonight, pretty sharp, make a couple mistakes down the stretch, but overall 9 turnovers in this environment, that's pretty good. So some of it's growing up. Some of it's drawing a line in the sand and saying that's not going to happen again. And some of it's me pointing out where we did have that happen to us. But some of it's just getting older. Another camel on the birthday cake. Another gray hair. Another inch back on the hairline. I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of what they accomplished. One of the most, if not the most productive sophomore classes in America. Great. What are you going to do with it? Where do you go with it? And that's really, well, that starts tomorrow. Starts tomorrow when I start meeting with these guys individually. Up until last weekend, we had a very good chance at getting some sort of postseason play. Boy, it doesn't feel good that we're not going to get it. I'll tell you that much right now. Anybody else?
Got time for 2 more questions.
No CBI or anything like that?
I don't believe so. I shouldn't say that. I don't think our RPI is going to be high enough. Got a chance to earn it. Better not let it slip away next time, because you only get so many chances in life. But again, I say all that, and there's frustration in my voice, there's frustration in the player's voice. What are you going to do with that frustration? I see what this thing can become, and our guys do too.
Don, go ahead.
Coach, you said to me earlier you don't want to get too excited about being 6-0, but you also didn't want to get too low about how do you go forward from that without the guys feeling distraught about how this season ended.
You can get real low right now, be low for a couple days, and then use that to drive you. Nobody feels good in that locker room. I don't feel good. Players don't feel good. But I'm telling you what, you look at it, and you look back at things that can preclude us from getting to where we want to get eventually with this. This is one step in a journey. It's a step. You know what? These guys will be better students as seniors than they are as sophomores too. Better boyfriends, better sons. They will. It just happens in life. I think I'm getting better with age. I have to ask my wife for sure, but let it hurt. Let it hurt. And you know what? Channel that the right direction, and this will be okay. I'll say it again, and I'll say it again, and I'll say it again. We are at a very similar state that we were at a year before we made the NCAA tournament. We worked really hard that summer. We did a lot of good things on and off the court that summer. And we had a single-mindedness. So am I crazy to think it'd get done? You know what? You can tell I've seen it happen. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Again, doesn't mean we have to like where we're at this exact moment. Take a step back, take a broader view. Still not going to sleep very well tonight now.
On that note, thank you.